Hey, it's producer Rob. We've got Jeff and we've got Bart over here.
Guys.
Thanks for tuning in. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you very much.
Yes.
If you're listening to us right now, that means you're not seeing us, but you can see us if you want to. Just go to Jeep Beach Official on YouTube, and you'll be able to find out everything that we've done in the past, most of them anyway.
That's a scary thought.
Videos. Yeah. And if you are watching this and you want the audio portion of it, all your favorite podcast platforms will cover that.
Yes, it
So,
will.
ready for the show?
Ready.
You ready?
Yes,
We're ready.
ready.
Thanks for tuning in. Here we go.
It's now time for another episode of the Off-Road Toolbox. A Jeepers guide to everything off-road. Powered by Best Price Trailers.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you doing there, Mr. Bart?
Hey, Jeff, good. Rob, how you
Rob?
doing?
How you
Doing
doing?
fine today. Doing fine. What do you got on tap for us today, guys?
Oh, what? We're not going to chit-chat a little bit, or are you in a rush?
It's your turn to be the douchebag.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It's getting close to the end of the day. You
Yeah,
got to go.
No,
We gotta go.
We gotta
Gotta
get
go.
this.
I don't know where you got to go.
I'm doing fine, man. It certainly was nice. Last week. Yeah, last
Yes.
week with Jason on from
Yep.
Destination 4x4, and he's got a big event.
Yes.
That didn't he just have it? Let's see. Hang on. 1, 2.
No, he had.
It's coming. Oh no, it's
no.
coming up. No, did he have
No,
it?
he had it.
He had it.
My God, I can't keep track of everything anymore.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't
So-
have my calendar in front of me.
Okay. All right.
I don't
But
have.
we're here.
And we've got there's an event coming up with we'll be talking to Jason again very soon
Yes.
Yes.
about
October
for you
5th.
guys.
October 5th,
Yeah.
And you're talking about an ongoing process,
which will be good.
which is going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, I'm
And
excited
educating
for you
people.
guys.
And
you know?
actually, yeah, getting out and educating people. Just
Well-
getting out in front of them.
Well, you said you wanted to learn, so you need to come along too, sir.
Well, I mean, if I'm invited, I would
Well,
like
you're
to
in
go.
it. Come on.
You're the producer. Jeez.
All right.
Oh, what are we going to do with him, Bart?
I have no idea.
But I don't have a Jeep. My Jeep's broken. I should just drive it there.
You
and
know
leave it.
something? You know something?
I
You
keep
know what
telling.
this is
I was
right here?
hammering Jason even after off air. Going, man.
He's like our spare tire, but we're going to delete him.
We're going to delete his ass.
We're going to
today.
delete.
And that's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
We're going to delete the spare
Well,
tire. Delete.
To delete or not delete. That's what we're going to talk
Well,
about.
I did. So is that good or
I
bad?
don't know.
It's-
you
it's-
tell me.
It's up to everybody.
I have brand new tires. I better be all right.
Well, now you got brand new tires, but when you were running around on those May Pops,
True.
I did get a flat tire at Jeep Beach last year, not this past, but last
prior
year.
year, yep.
Yeah, I had flat tires setting up.
Yep.
It was the night before everything was going on. It was that Wednesday night
couldn't find any
after the
place.
show and shine, and it was late at night. Thankfully, producer Tom, who does things for us as well on Jeep Beach Radio, he ended up having a compressor.
Okay.
And we got the tire up, and it stayed up. It was just a leak, and it, I was towing the trailer, Jeep Beach trailer, with that.
See, now, if you would listen to one of our episodes back then, which we didn't have, you would have known
How
what
do
to
we plug
do.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
plug-
right. We didn't
plug that
have.
tire.
There was no
Plug the tire.
off-road toolbox back
Nope.
then.
Plug
That
the
was the
tire.
year that we ended up thinking about it, and
Yes.
we came up with the ideas.
Yes, we
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Right after Jeep Beach.
Yeah.
So, anyhow,
Okay, tire delete. I don't
Tire
have
delete.
a tire. Should have had a tire, but I didn't have
Yes.
a tire. Okay.
see, in that sense, it would have been good. Did
Yep.
you have the right jack for it?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't,
there you
I
go.
don't have anything.
It's true.
I just AAA.
And that's actually one of the things people do.
Oh, there we
There's-
go.
So when we talk about it, to delete or not delete, if you take the no spare tire, then there's nobody to change it. And even if you have AAA, they're
don't
probably
have
going
the
to
tire.
they're going to tow you.
Yep.
Really?
Because if you don't have it, unless they can plug the tire and they're not going to plug and fix a tire because of liability reasons.
Okay.
So you better learn how to plug and fix a tire and have a compressor to air it back up.
And for those who have the same situation as I do, we have an episode on plugging those tires.
Yes.
A few episodes ago. You can
Yes.
always check
Yes.
check your favorite podcast platform
Yes.
Yep.
for that.
Yes. So,
But go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No,
All you.
I'm just saying. There's a lot of reasons why. There's people who have them. I have a spare tire. I keep my spare tire, but I have a lot of people, friends, who don't. They don't like it. Takes away from their rear view. Extra weight. Some of the people actually, they can't even lift a spare tire, so they're like, "What am I going to do?" So I don't have it.
Well, see, I can't see out my back window anyways on the LJ, so it don't matter. I leave it up there.
Okay. I have mine, and Kaylee has hers on her Jeep. I just That's just the way I was. I want a spare tire.
I used to have one. I did, for a few years, but then the tire goes bad, and I try to, it didn't rotate them in.
Yep.
If you do
Right.
get the spare tire, make sure you rotate them in. That's
So,
got to be
yes.
in part of the rotation.
Without a doubt.
So
So some of the pros about it is it reduces weight if you don't have it.
Correct.
The spare tire hanging off the back of the tailgate
Yes.
doesn't mess because okay. As you get in larger tires, they get heavier.
Yes.
So if you have a 35 hanging off the back of the Jeep and you're going down bumpy roads, eventually it's going to start breaking things
Correct. Because it's easily 100 pounds.
easily.
And then regular tires, 35 to 50. Then as you keep getting, like you said, the larger tires, now you can be up to 100, 120 pounds.
Yep. So that's where a lot of people go with the swing gate on the back and they take it off the
So when you get your Jeep, it comes with a spare tire,
right.
but it's designed for the OEM size spare
Small
tire.
tire, 50 to 60, 70 pounds max.
Correct.
And here we are hanging 100, 120 off of it.
yeah, I mean that's part of the problem was the brackets and all that.
Yes.
Trying to get it to fit. It just needed to. I finally got sick of trying to adjust and to rig it correctly without buying what needed to be done. I just took the thing off and that was it.
There you go. As you said, the looks of it, without it there, a lot of people like that look.
Correct.
Easier tailgate access too, because when you put 100 pounds on that tailgate, it's for a woman, it's hard to open. Even for some of the guys. I mean, there's a lot of weight that you're swinging. You open it up and it'll come back on top of you.
Okay.
So a lot of people delete it for that reason.
Yes.
Cons, you now have no spare tire when
Yes.
you have a flat.
True.
And as we just said, AAA is not going to change it or plug it for you.
Nope. So they're going to have to tow it. So you have to tow it. You're going to have to tow it. Unless you have your plug kit or your sidewall plug kit. And if you do a sidewall plug, you really can't drive fast. You got to go slow because it's not designed for it, for the sidewall side.
And it never seems to fail. I haven't taken a spare tire with me. I'm out in the woods. I get a flat from a stick.
Yes.
Guess what? I'm stuck.
Yes.
But then again, I got a buddy with me, so
Hopefully.
we figure it out from there.
And hopefully, so then when you travel with groups, so when I was doing my fun stuff, we made sure everybody had the same size tire. So whatever vehicles we're all driving, all the same size tire, and that we always had some spares so that we could, change out the tires. So even with Jeeps, if you have, hopefully someone has the same size tire as yours.
Right.
So then you can just swap out your tire. If they have a spare, you don't. You need to do a field expedient repair. I can remember in Afghanistan, we went through this one area, and then we made the mistake of coming back through the same area, and the lead vehicle got 2 flat tires. I mean, we went through, didn't hit anything, so they had come back and they threw some stuff into the road, and then so we took both spare tires because we lost 2 spare tires on one side to fix it. So if you don't have that, you can't do that.
Okay.
So, but if you have a TJ, you can do the delete, and it's not so bad.
Right.
But on the JK and JLs, they have those little vents.
Yes.
So what do you do with those little vents?
They get covered over.
Or do you buy the delete?
Or do you buy the delete
delete-
that lets the airflow through like it's supposed to?
That's something to think. I mean, so you need to think about that. And then what about the third brake light? I'm laughing because people don't underestimate that, but it's kind of, and there's a story. Of course, I had to get in the weeds and find the story.
Now I'll tell you what I did with mine. My third brake light. I have in the hitch.
Yep.
I have a light that goes in the hitch and it plugs in. So that would be the third one for me on that.
So it's actually a federal requirement to have it.
Yes, it is.
And it came from a cabbie in 1973 in San Francisco who got rear-ended for the 12th time. So he decides in his cab, he hardwired in a truck brake light onto the rear dash inside. And that seemed to help. And then some professor decided to do a study. And he did a study on it, and he convinced the government that those actually do help reduce rear-end collisions. So then in 86, it became the law that you had to have that third, or what do they call it? The center high mount stop lamp law.
Oh, well, I
Sorry.
guess mine's center low. It's on the hitch, but I guess
It's still a third brake light.
It's still a third
Yeah.
brake
You know,
light.
and
yeah.
then I remember when I got my new bumper, I got a new bumper and tire carrier because I wasn't going to delete mine. And again, I went with a bigger tire, so I knew I had to get a whole new system. And I remember the shop that put it in, and the guy was a prior firefighter, and he goes, "Hey, it's all done." I'm like, "Where's my third brake light?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "Third brake light." So I said, "I know it came with the kit." You know, and so he had a wire and put it in, and he was fussing. I'm like, no, they actually is a study where it helps reduce accidents, and it's a safety concern. And I'm going to have kids in there, you know, so I actually wanted it. So if you actually even get the, you know, if you're going to delete it, do the delete. But I would get the third brake light put in,
Yeah.
and also if you're going to do it and you had a backup camera, then what are you going to do?
I'm going to say Gorilla Tape.
or you can buy the delete kit.
Delete kit will actually have a mount for you.
The mount for it, or you can get one where you just plug your camera back into the system.
Right.
And those are all, I mean, backup cameras are, again, I think they're a requirement now for vehicles, but they're just good. I mean, especially if you're off-roading, you know, I'm just telling you, the backup camera is invaluable.
I love it for just on the pavement.
Oh, I know.
Because
Yes.
when I back up to the trailer to hook up,
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
have to get in and out.
No,
in and out,
I know.
In and out.
Yeah,
in
I
and
don't,
out.
that's
It
what I
gets-
got to do with mine. I don't have a backup camera on the TJ. It doesn't. I mean, shoot. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt.
It is.
But I mean, you know what? You do get good at it, though.
Oh, yeah.
After a while, you're like, you know the center. You know where everything's at. You kind of you get a clue.
And there's
you
a
get,
little,
it's
you
a
can
little
actually
bit.
get two sticks. One goes on your ball and one goes
Well,
on your ball.
yeah, that's true. And then you can see it. But that's
You know, okay, and then you look at all the tags that have all the crush marks in it.
Yeah.
Then you'll
exactly.
say, okay, yep. I remember
but
the first.
pulling a JBR trailer, I've been doing okay with that when I
That's
when
good.
I had to. So yeah.
So yes. So then if you do the delete, I would go with event. I'd go with the third brake light. And if you have a backup camera, I would get one either to put the bracket or mount in it, or I would buy one with it.
Right. So some of the other cons, do you think that it reduces what they will pay you for your Jeep if you don't have that on the third tire or third tire? See, we're talking about the third brake light.
Yeah.
I'm going down that road. Having the spare tire mount on the back of it,
I don't know.
it reduces the cost of what they will pay you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who's
For
they? You
at
mean
trade-in.
like
When you go to the trade-in
when
and
you
do
go
a
Trade
sale.
it in or
Or do a sale.
Joe Q Public, because
Well, they might not know.
if you're buying a Jeep for the most part, you know that there's a spare tire that should
Yes.
be on the back.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I know a dealer will, because they're always looking for any reason.
Yep.
Again, they're in the business to make money, but I'm in the business to save money. So, you know, they'll look for any little reason. You don't have this, you don't have that. It's not OEM. That's their
Right.
favorite thing.
That's
Sure,
the big
sure.
thing.
So we get back to, I know a lot of people when they modify their Jeeps, they actually, and they know in 3 years, whether it's a lease or they're going to sell it or do whatever,
Right.
they keep all their OEM stuff.
I still got all of my OEM.
And then they put it back on it if they go to sell or trade it, just for that reason.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's pretty smart.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, but if you're going to keep your spare tire, you have two options, right? Well, because you can't use OEM, so you have to go aftermarket.
Right.
So if you go aftermarket, you can get the spare tire bracket that's built into your rear door, so that when you open the rear door one-handed, the tire swings out of the way.
Yes.
Or you have to go to the two-part system, to where you have to go and unlatch the spare tire, swing it open,
Yep.
and then open the rear hatch.
And that's where most people go, is that second.
Do they really?
If you look around, if they have a spare tire,
Yep.
if it's not a stock Jeep, usually they put an aftermarket bumper on with
Yep.
a swing tail.
So when I was researching mine, and I'll tell a lot of people this, I would say go out to your Jeep clubs, go out to your Jeep events, you know, any of the meet and greets or anything, and look how people have their system set up. And I remember talking with Jason Meeks, and he used to be a big member of our club. And he's now all over the place. But he had the two-part one. So I said, I was looking at him. I said, I'm thinking about doing this. What are you going to do? And he goes, if you get the two-part one, whenever you go to do it, after a while, it's the vibration's going to
vibration
wear.
wears it
You're
out.
going to hear the metal rattling. So then you have to get foam. You're going to have to do this. And he goes, now there are some models that are better than others.
Yes.
Some have like nylon plastic. So when it wears, you just replace that plastic piece.
Correct.
That makes it help versus trying to do the foam. And he goes, if I had to do it over again, I would look at the all-in-one, but the all-in-one one's more expensive.
I went with the all-in-one on the JK.
Did you?
Yep, and I like it.
That's what I
Because
did.
it ties into the tailgate.
Yes.
And when you open it,
One-handed, where you got stuff in your hands, everything else. And that was one of the things. So when I was doing my research, but then I always talk about, I have a good working relationship with Garrett Hickson from Royal World Parts. And I was looking at, I was always trying to get the best deal.
No, you?
And, come on. And he's making fun of me. And he goes, here, let me show you this. Here's the 2-part system, And he goes, and I had Noah. Noah's like, because Noah's going to be 12. So I've had the Jeep a little over 10 years. So he was a little guy. He goes, so you're going to try to get in and out, load things up. You got the kid in your hand. Try to do this versus this, or getting groceries. Or when it's raining and you're in a rush and you want to open and throw stuff in the back.
yep.
And I said, well, then make me a deal. And he did. And I have to tell you, to his credit, and I still have it, that thing is still held up. It was a best top rear bumper all in one.
So now you have any problem, because it's all going to be metal, right?
Yes.
It's all going to be steel.
Yes.
Are you having any issues with rust? Any kind of corrosion, rust, anything over these years?
It was called the Heim joint.
Yes.
And that's the joint where it connects.
That's yeah.
Yep. So that one did, and the company sent me a spare one, so I could swap it out.
Okay, that's good. So
Yes.
you called them and probably talked to the engineer.
Actually, no. I actually, they had to get me back to a parts person, and yes, we talked about it. Yes. But that
We
finally-
joke because you're very thorough. That's all. I mean, you know.
I
and-
want to know. Yeah. Again, I used to have to either.
He's got that
things.
inquiring mind that he has to know.
I do. It's just
A little OCD, perhaps.
No,
Is that
No,
an
it's
OCD
not
thing?
OCD. It's
No?
just him being thorough.
just being thorough. I mean, so one of my jobs was, how do I defeat something or
Okay,
exploit
yeah.
something?
Okay.
So I mean, I had to get paid big money to say, okay, we're going to go like blow this building up, or a bridge or railroad. We'd have to go do our things, but we'd have to always look at. And so my mind's never shut off from that, or from doing like simple things like traffic homicides, and that. Just the investigative phase of me is
You've
just
got to hit every little spot.
God, yes. So I do my research. Again, I do my research. Every now and again, I buy something. I'm like, I made a mistake on that one, but not too often. And again, looking at it and finding the right one. And it was pretty good. Like I said, going to the different Jeep events and looking and talking with everybody and, what do they like? And there's some beefier models. I mean, but this is still held up, and I've got the 35s on the back, and it's, so just one Heim joint in 10 years, 11 years.
And it's still, to this day, it's working fine.
It's still, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm in and out of it a couple times a day, going
Right.
in all my gear and everything in it. So yes, for me, that worked. So from other people, so you're going to get back to, are you going to delete it or you're not going to delete it? And if you're going to do a delete, do you get the vents? Do you get, the light? Do you get the backup camera?
This is all for the JK.
And for the TJ, you don't have to
TJs, yeah, none of that stuff.
No,
there was none of that.
No.
It was basically, you want a tire in the back, yes or no?
Yes or no. Yep.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And
So
now
you had the brake light. That's the one thing you needed.
You did, yes. Yes.
That was up and over the top of the tire.
Up and over the tire, but they make a delete kit where that's still just right there, and you just run it through the same wire and plug it back in. So you can do that or not do it.
So anyway, the cost for the deletes is widely.
Yes.
I
It
mean,
varies.
Yes.
it just, I was researching, looking at prices, and I was like, well, why is it this much and this much?
Yes.
My conclusion is that the cheapness of the metal.
Yes.
And down here.
Or plastic.
Well, in Florida,
Or
plastic. In Florida, that stuff. I mean, I ended up buying. Now, the TJ was always known for their the joints seizing up.
Yes.
That was a TJ thing.
Yes.
And I ended up finally. I mean, it was at a point for me. I kept it the way it was, and I had to really torque on it to open the door. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
seized to the point where it hardly would open. Well, I finally changed those hinges, and when I changed the hinges, I didn't do my research. I just saw something that I liked, thought it was good. It was metal.
Yep.
And it didn't take a week before all the screws,
All the
everything
things
rusts.
start to rust.
Yes.
It all rusts.
So it's quality.
Very, very, very. You got to pay very close attention to a lot of that stuff.
So what did you find for prices for your delete kits? What
All
did you
right.
find?
Well,
Because
go
we
to-
do separate. We do separate
Yes, I went
Research.
with. I looked
That's
at
cool.
Motobuilt spare tire delete kit.
Yep.
High quality construction, integrated brake light, camera relocation, sleek design. Was $49.99.
Yeah,
And
I
Motobuilt is not bad.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. Haven't put my hands on it.
It
so I
won't
can't-
rust. Everything
I
is.
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't able to find any really good reviews on any of these.
Okay.
Because people don't talk about it because they'd put it on, they forget
Put
about
on
it.
it. Yeah.
The other thing was a Rugged Ridge spare delete kit.
Yep.
And that went for $107. That was from ExtremeTerrain.com. Evo Manufacturing tire delete plate was $60 to $89 from theirs. That included a light plate, included the lights for the plate, option to mount the license plate,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. That was $60 to $89, depending on which one you got. Mopar spare tire delete kit, which is OEM price, it wouldn't tell us how much it was.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Kind of know then.
Yeah, so typically higher price than aftermarket brands. DV8 off-road spare tire delete. Rugged design included brake light and license plate relocation.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's right. The license.
there's a
plate
lot of people like
relocation.
that. They like
Yeah.
putting it in the center.
Yep.
Price for 2007 to 18 was $53 to as high as $170 via their website.
Yeah, that's what I came from up to 170. Yeah.
And that was off of their website.
Yes.
You could find, search around and find it and see what else everybody else had it at. Because-
Although I did find a Gucci one for $300.
Get out. Seriously?
I did. Yes.
Well, who was the brand?
I'm not saying the brand. You got to do your research, but it had a high def camera in it.
Oh well,
Oh,
okay. Well, that's
So-
good then.
and
Yeah.
So the camera alone was
Probably
easy.
$100,
$100 and
$150.
some-
Oh, that's all
$150
right.
for the
yeah,
camera.
well, that's fine. I mean, you're getting that all encompassed, so it might be worth.
And then it had the license plate relocation bracket with the license plate light, and also when you pull things out, that has the rubber grommets that go in to cover it, the caps.
Right.
So I mean, it was a pretty intense system, and with the third brake light. So I mean, that's the highest one I found. But
And that
for
was
100
for what? For a JK?
for JK and JL.
Okay, for both.
For both, yes. And so it depends what you shop and what you really want, and if you have to get a specific name brand, that's versus just getting something to do it.
Well, normally some of the big name brands, you want to trust them.
You want to, but you got to remember what's happened in the last 10 years is a lot of these companies that we trust 100% now have been sold to a conglomerate.
Yes.
And the quality has gone down. And if you go online and you read some of the forums like I do, you see that people are complaining about stuff that we thought was top notch
Yes.
is now not that great.
And this one's
Can you
American
give us
made.
some- can
This
you
one's
give us-
American made.
Oh, really? Well,
That was, again, so when you looked at everything,
That's
you're
good.
not getting, the cheap metal, not good coating, not good painting, not good
Just
powder
the
coating.
quality control is just not there anymore.
Yes.
And that's where half of it goes.
So what brands? I mean, I guess we should not talk about those
No,
brands.
I'm
We don't wanna
Some of
bash
those we don't
anybody.
bash
No, I'm not
anyone.
gonna bash
Yeah,
anybody.
I mean, I haven't found. Again, it's do your homework, do your research, and look, and then actually again go around to these
Go
Jeep
around to
events
shows
and
and
see,
look.
especially if you're around the coast. Hey, which ones are rusting? Which ones aren't holding up?
Exactly. And there's ways to stop. If you see something that you like and you know that it rusts, there is ways to prevent all that.
Yes.
I mean, I did it to the bumpers on the JT.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Well, we do have a tool today.
we do.
We do.
All right.
We do.
Hey, you see that idiot?
What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
What you think you're doing, you stupid idiot?
It's the Off-Road Toolbox Tool of the Day.
Are you some kind of moron?
You're gonna be able to hold that up for you can.
sure,
This-
I can hold that up for
No,
him.
you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have access to the camera.
Okay.
Oh, is that the camera we're using right there?
Well, that's going to be for the. Let's see. Is that lined up good? There you go. Okay.
So tell us about it.
So, again, you're going out off-roading and you see the mud puddle and you don't get out and look at the mud and make sure that it has a bottom or it's not super soft. And it's only a short stretch, but he framed out. So he goes out there,
man,
he's
yeah.
by himself. He's got a winch, doesn't have a long enough tree strap, doesn't have all the stuff. So, and he framed out right away. And no shovel, no traction boards. And like I said, he kept trying to do it, and the only thing he was doing was pushing mud. So here's when you get your shovel out, dig it out, then you get your traction boards. And for that mud, we've learned you need a pulley.
Oh, you need a pulley.
You need a pulley.
Without a doubt.
And
That's thick.
Yes.
Sticky.
Stick.
Suction cup like.
Yes.
Yep.
And now, where was this at?
this was in out at Citrus.
Citrus.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Yeah, and again, you can look right behind him. It's perfect, and it's
Yeah.
like all of a sudden you find that really soft mud, and it's it could be
Or two is if you don't have a lot of rain,
Yes.
it starts drying up. You get that crust across the top,
That's yep.
and that's what he probably thought. He's like, I can make it through
You
that.
break through it, and all of a sudden you sink.
You're right down to the
Exactly.
frame. So yeah,
So keep that in mind when you see those pedals that look like they're very easy.
Well,
They
pretty
could-
much.
get out-
It looks like he could have went a little slower through that. Looks like he was probably going a pretty good clip because he sunk right down. I mean, if you were going slow, you'd know you'd brake. If you're not going that fast, wouldn't
Yep.
you just kind of,
Yeah.
if you start
Yep.
seeing the front end go a little, okay, back up.
back up.
Yeah.
Only get stuck the length of your vehicle.
Well, he did get stuck the length of his vehicle.
But before you
He
get
did.
stuck,
He
yeah, he
did.
did.
He did.
But if you're
He
getting,
did.
I mean, if
But
you
then again-
know, you're going to get stuck if you're
Yeah.
going slow enough. Your front end starts.
Once your front end goes down to
Yeah.
down to the pumpkin, okay, we're gonna hold right here for a
But
minute.
see, like me, when we were out at Cracker
Yep.
and I went to that hole, front went down. I was
Yep.
like, it's gonna stay this way, and
Yeah.
I creeped on off out. Yep, I was catching minnows.
And then again, I have those rods that we have that
Yep.
we can go through to see, is there a bottom? Is it, how bad is it? And then whoop, okay, nope, we're not doing that one anymore.
Or you get people like Steve that just strip down and go running through it and finding
So
out where
was
it's
it?
at.
I mean, obviously, it was a happy ending for this guy.
Yes, he
Meaning
got
they-
recovered.
He got recovered.
He got recovered.
And
yes.
did they explain how they did the recovery? or-
Friend came.
Okay.
Friend came, and yes,
Winch just yanked him
went around the front of them.
went around the front.
Okay, and got it, and
Yep.
then pulled him out the way he was. Okay,
Yep,
well,
and
good,
that came
good.
from Florida Trail Stompers. But yeah, everybody goes out, everybody has fun.
Yep.
But
Yeah, sometimes mistakes happen.
bring gear. Actually, go in the woods, bring your gear.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
gear for the most
I
part
can
is
tell you,
cheap.
traction boards would help with this, and then shovel,
Well, you had the winch. All you had to do
Yeah.
is do an extension.
and with a pulley.
With a pulley. Yes,
Yep.
you got a pulley. For
But
that.
the more you dig out, the easier it gets.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
especially in mud.
Yes.
So,
So
All
with
right,
that, guys, I think that's another show.
thank
for
you very
today.
much. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe out there.
Yep.
And there you have it. Don't you feel smarter now? We'll drop more knowledge on you soon. Thanks for listening to the Off-Road Toolbox, powered by Best Price Trailers.